Hi everyone. I just quickly wanted to hop on and give you an update about my trip. For those of you who don't know, I got invited to join Bill Johnson, who's the senior pastor at Bethel, where I'm studying. He's going to be ministering in San Diego, France, Switzerland, and South Africa in April next year. And I got invited as one of 6 students to be part of his ministry team, which is just such a huge honor. And I am so humbled. I had put it down as one of my dreams for second year to do a trip with Bill or Chris, and it's quite tricky to get on because there are not many spaces when you apply. But this is the season of exceedingly abundantly above and beyond what I could hope for or imagine. And I didn't have to apply for this trip. I got invited, and the pastors in second year nominated some people, and yeah, we got invited. And so I said yes. And it's been quite stretching because this is by far the most expensive trip in Missions Week next year. So I'm no longer going to Northern England, and I will be going on this trip. As such, the trip is $3,800, and the money that was in my England trip got transferred across into this trip, and so it's made it at 3,800. And I'm needing $1,200 by tomorrow night, December 8th, to stay on the trip. The reason why they have deadlines is so that they can just purchase stuff in advance, and so the first round of payments needs to buy plane tickets. So it's quite important that I do it on time. And I as soon as I read the email, I just knew this was the Lord. I had a few words going towards the end of last year around the nations opening up for me in this season, and well, 4 nations. And I'm so excited to see what this looks like, because I really do believe this is a trip that's just gonna just give me a greater idea of what I'm called to and just what life could look like. I know I'm called to disciple and mother nations, and it's such a broad, general word, but I'm quite excited because I do feel like this trip is gonna kind of just narrow it down and give me a bit of more clarity on what that would look like. And I have such faith that the Lord's gonna do this. I messaged a friend straight away once I read the email, and I said, I'm not going to tell you what's happened. I would just love a word from you. Just ask the Lord what he has to say to me. And she messaged back and she was like, as soon as you sent me the message, I felt the Lord say, do it. There's provision and he's covering you. And I've been clinging to that word a lot. And I've had moments where I've gone, Sarah, this is so irresponsible, asking people to sow into your trip when you're still needing to pay off December's rent. But I just do believe that this is the space that the Lord has brought me into, this season of learning to have him as my source and as my provider, and that he really is as good as I know him to be. In fact, he's better than I think. And I just feel like in this season he is breaking lies that I believe about him and how he operates, and his provision, and having to earn his provision. I'm learning in this season to just be a daughter and trust that I can take him at his word. When he says he's going to do something, he's going to do something, and he's never failed me. He hasn't failed me yet, and so I have no reason to believe that he's going to fail me in this space. But I just wanted to do what I can and leave the rest up to him. And so part of that is just inviting you in to consider sowing into me. I would love it. Any amount is amazing, and for Americans it's tax deductible, your donations. I will put the link in with this video on the direct donation link, or you can pay it into my PayPal, which I'll also put the name that you can search. For South Africans, I've got a South African bank, and I'm very happy to pay with my credit card if you would prefer me to do it like that. I just want to share some testimonies. A few weeks ago, when I shared with my home group, I had this couple who sewed $5 into me as a seed for the trip, and this was really sacrificial for them. Where they're also believing for financial miracles, and it was just such such an honor and just so overwhelming and so humbling that they would sow into me. And 5 is the number of grace, and that's why they felt to give me $5. And I've just clung to that. It's been such a, every time I start to have these moments of, Lord, could this actually happen? I'm reminded of the grace and that the $5, and that I am worth the investment. I'm fertile soil. If God would do it for someone else, surely he would do it for me. And of course, I've seen him do the miraculous with finances, providing just under $3,000 in 24 hours before I was due to fly back to the States for my tuition. So he is truly the God of the impossible. And also what has been so beautiful this week, 2 of the people that I'm actually going on trip with, who are also trying to raise money themselves, sewed into my trip, which has left me really undone. And yeah, I'm not going to cry. I'm just so honored and just so grateful and so thankful. And the space has been really that space of waiting on the Lord. And we always think of the word waiting as very passive, but I'm learning that waiting is actually quite an intentional thing. And in the Hebrew, the word wait actually means to entwine. And I just really feel like the space of waiting to see the victory and the breakthrough of the Lord in this area of finances has just entwined my heart to his. And I'm more in love with him than I've ever been. I'm learning to trust and to lean on him in ways that I would never have been able to do in the space of abundance. And I'm reminded of Paul's words, I am content whether in lack or in abundance because I have Christ. And I'm learning that he is my everything. He is the greatest gift I have ever received. And he is my source and he is my provider. And I just want to release that over you. If you're trusting the Lord for finances today, for miracles, for dreams come true, he is better than you think. He truly is the God of Ephesians 3:20. He keeps telling me that, Sarah, I truly am the God of Ephesians 3:20, exceedingly abundantly above and beyond what you could ever hope for or ask for. And so I just release that over you, that you would know him in that space today, and that you would find yourself going deep into intimacy with him in this season. So yeah, I just bless you. Thank you for listening, and I will post the links with this video if you feel to sow into me. Thank you so much. Bye.